just what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy John Brown come for you. Tell me.
Welcome back, Santa Cruz Valley.
breathtaking.
And yet Kyle Jellings never fails to blow me away with his talent. We're here on your neighborhood watch on KHTS
I would like you to take a
AM
picture
1220.
of Kyle and his incredible hair and tweet that.
He's taking pictures of me, but what about that grooming job that he did? That is impeccable. Flowing locks in the wind. Here on your neighborhood watch, we don't just talk about Kyle Jellings' grooming habits. We also talk about the Santa Cruz Valley Sheriff Station and all the outreach that they're doing, the crime prevention that they're doing. I've got it all together, Dubin. Don't you worry. We were just talking about social media outreach and how we were encouraging people to tag us their questions on Twitter with hashtag KHTS1220. And one thing, one of the people I like to follow in addition to at JDLASD and at SEV Sheriff is at MPLASD. And he tweeted out earlier this morning the mugshot decision, basically from the Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court, which authorizes law enforcement officials to release mugshots, but in certain discretionary situations. And what I think people might not understand is that the local Santa Cruz Valley Sheriff Station doesn't actually put those out, right?
Right. Well, we work closely with our Sheriff's Headquarters Bureau, and those decisions are made by the sheriff himself and his designees through Sheriff's Headquarters Bureau. So, again, it's an active working relationship. We have a great relationship, obviously, with the headquarters, which is down in Monterey Park, and our sheriff's station. And
that's just for mugshots for when somebody's arrested, right? As far as, because at that point they haven't gone through any of the, they haven't gone to trial. They've been arrested with a charge.
Right.
And so, you want to be careful, just basically what information you put out there.
Right,
Just
exactly.
to be fair to everybody.
Of course.
And but there's also, through the Nixle, you guys put out pictures sometimes when there's concern about you're trying to find a suspect, right?
Correct.
And I want to talk about that because through the Nixle reports in the last week or so, we've seen a couple instances where you guys have been looking for the public's help and trying to engage the community in finding some suspects. There was two fairly high-profile cases, which I saw obviously on KHTS AM 1220's website, hometownstation.com, but also local news channels, newspaper. Talk to me a little bit about that. The first one was a shoplifting ring, right?
Right. And that involved a group of females that entered a retail location here at the Valencia Town Center, went into the location quickly. It appeared that they all, based on the surveillance video that we released, that you saw, I saw. It's up on our Facebook page and Twitter.
We had more than 2,000 views for it on our YouTube channel.
Right.
A lot of interest in that.
So they were alleged to have come into the retail location all carrying like large empty purses or empty bags.
What are sometimes called booster bags?
Yes.
Okay.
Your law enforcement terminology is coming along. And what ended up happening was a large quantity of sunglasses and other merchandise were ultimately stolen, and then they fled the location.
I heard a figure they ranged, but it was something like $20,000.
Right. Again, an active, ongoing investigation. Our detectives are still working with the retailer, but our early estimation was at least $20,000 in loss in merchandise. And what was interesting, we got a lot of questions, and I got a lot of Twitter questions, was the Camarillo. There was an arrest made of a similar type of incident. So our detectives are currently working with detectives from the Ventura County Sheriff's Department to see if these are the same suspects or if they're not. And I don't have any information if they are or not.
Now, I'm
it was
curious.
a similar type of crime that happened there.
I'm curious because on that one we also did a story about it. It was a group of 6 women who went into a Tory Burch, and these women. Apparently, according to the reports from the Camarillo Police Department and the Ventura County Sheriff's Station, basically these women were recognized from a shoplifting incident a couple months prior.
Right.
So the clerk in that case said that they had a gun, or they told her they had a gun, reportedly.
Right.
And so she alerted the Ventura County Sheriff's deputies as they left, the suspects left, and the crime was over in like a minute, right? They come in, they rush the store, these suspects, they rush the store, they grab the stuff, and then they get out of there. The employee was able to see the car. Sheriff's sheriff's department officials pulled over a gold minivan a little bit later, and then so 6 of the suspects might be in custody. And right now, the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station detectives are trying to determine if it's the same women. Right? Is
Correct.
the next step in the
Correct.
So that involves, I would imagine, some IDs, and you have the video. So
Right, the video and talking to the various people involved in the victim and the retail location, and it's obviously a very intense workload, a case this size, and so
right.
now we're dealing with multiple counties, multiple jurisdictions, and different things like that. So.
And when you have a situation like that, I'm curious because you put out the initial reports basically to let the public know, but it seemed like the law enforcement agency, the Camarillo and Ventura County agency, they saw your report.
Right.
I mean, did that play a role in helping them identify that you guys were also looking for the
Right.
people that
You
they
know
might
what?
have?
The detective ended up, one of his assistants ended up calling our station saying, "Hey, I saw that, on social media and on the news.
That's interesting.
Let me tell you what we have," and now we're starting to network and work together. So
that outreach isn't just for the people. You guys also network that. Law
right,
enforcement.
and that's just how it happened in this particular case. So again, an ongoing investigation, not only there but here, and we're working the case, and hopefully we'll have an outcome soon.
Right on. And then so right now they're due back in court in Ventura next week, according to the reports that I've read and that we have on hometownstation.com. So you can follow that on our website if you want a little more interest. We have to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS AM 1220.